Peekaboo. Good morning. One of the songs off the Kendrick Lamar's Gen X. I cried yesterday. Everybody know, first of all, I'm a hip hop lover. And Kendrick Lamar is my favorite artist of this time. He reminds me of Tupac. And if anybody know me, Tupac was my favorite artist. I think I cried when Tupac passed. Like, I felt like I knew him. You know, sometimes you may never meet people, but you kind of got this kind of spiritual connection that you just love what people brings. You can feel it in their spirit. I think that's what ties a lot of us together as people in the world. That's why, this is so good. And I'm going to do my intro in a minute. But anybody understand about the pyramids? You guys know I love the pyramids, right? I want to know why, how, and who did it. But one of the things was the pyramids was kind of this energy source, right? And that's why when you hear and you see a lot of pyramids all over the world, because it was an energy source for the world. That's why you got them in China, you got them in Mexico, you got them here in the United States, you got them in Egypt, you got them all over the world, because it was a energy type of system that connected everyone during that lifetime, during that civilization. Anyway, because I can go. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. Oh, good morning. Listen, I am Miss Tia from the Miss Tia and Robyn Show. First of all, I think I'm going to send this to YouTube too. So what's up, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everybody. I'm Miss Tia from the Miss Tia and Robyn Show. Every Friday, me and my co-host, Miss Robyn, we do a podcast on the Facebook, the Miss Tia and Robyn Show, where we talk about everyday situations and things that goes on in the news due to celebrities. We take them and we use them as teachable moments, and we bring them as topics down to the streets, honey. And we talk about it because we figured out that all of us is pretty much in the world. We all going through the same thing. Either you're a baby daddy, you're a baby mama, you black, you white, racism, what is it, classism. All of this is happening to all of us at the same time, and no matter where you are. Okay, first of all, let me... I don't like my eyebrows today. I worked on them too long. They didn't do right today. But, don't mind it. Don't mind it. Plus, I'm getting ready. I'm doing makeup. Nail of the day to all my girlies. Nail of the day. Isn't that cute? $1.25. I told y'all, stop paying too much. You play too much. First of all, could y'all see where I was going today with my attire, my dress attire? I was trying to give everybody the Death Row magazine. Remember when everybody had the black on? Listen, I'm in character, honey. I'm with the times, honey. Kendrick Lamar is taking all us back to the 90s, honey, during the Death Row era. So I was trying to give Tupac the Death Row era. You remember how everybody had the black turtle? So y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing. That's why Kendrick Lamar can come through this thing and just act a donkey. Because this generation is just high. You're not knowledge. You're not well equipped. You're drunk. You're high. But anyway, this is my reenactment. Am I reenacting something? No, but I'm just talking about how I feel about Kendrick Lamar just dropped his album, Gen X. Oh my God. Listen, I thought the Gen X, I thought he was saying Generation X, but I think it was also an old school car. I'm from the South. We like stuff like Cutlass Supremes, Caprice. We like old school cars too in the South. So seeing him with that old school car on the album cover took me back, because and where I'm from, we ride like that too. So that was fire to see that. I thought that was cool. That showed that he was something like a rider. If I look over, y'all know people coming in. But you guys, I don't have number 30 minutes, so I gotta get into my commentary about the album. First of all, shout out to Kendrick Lamar for going independent. I think him going independent was one of his best move that he chose to do because it allowed him to be free. I was looking at Megan Thee Stallion. She's another one who kind of going independent and allowing them to do things not under the control of the machine, because I think the machine sometimes tell you when you have to put music out, how it got to be, who you could talk to, who you can't talk to. So shout out to Kendrick Lamar for blazing that trail of independency, and you can do it. I mean, he's very successful at it. His fan base is like no other. I'm like, we can't do wrong. I think we beat them Barbs. Them Barbs ain't got shit on them Kendrick Lamar fans. I'm telling you this right now. First of all, let me say this. I'm so happy. The album, every song on this album is crazy good. Every song is good from the first song to the end. Listen, I also got my favorites among all of those songs, but I like every song. I don't have a bad song on it. The Heart Part 6, which SWV, I think they was on the chorus. Maybe that's a rendition of the SWV group, which was great. It took us back to that time. You could tell Kendrick, I grew up in that time too. The 90s was the best era for me. You got people who's older than me and feel like the 70s or whatever was best, but I still feel like the 90s was better. But on this song, The Heart Part 6, to me, I felt like it was good. He talked about his crew. He talked about how he loved seeing them grow, and he wanted to, and he expected them to be big. Like in the song, he talked about how J-Rock was supposed to be the one that everybody got behind to push through the door. But in the end of the day, it ended up being him. But I found it was so good that he admired everybody in his crew. He talked about Ab-Soul being one of the greatest writers, and he admired him. Man, listen, you gotta be a great person when you ain't scared to tell your friends, man, I like what you do. You good. I'm like that too. I don't mind bigging people up. If I see a girl or somebody who pretty, your hair is pretty, I'm not the jealous type. So I really admired in this song, he was able to tell his friends, I admired you. I wanted to be like you. Man, I enjoyed being around y'all doing this. But he also talked about how he was evolving. He was ready to be independent. He knew that this was the way to go. And I think it may have hurt people's feelings. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Sometimes when you see people who's in groups, they separate. A lot of people beat up Beyonce for leaving Destiny's Child, but she had to evolve. She had to move on. And even to this day, she get crucified for knowing that it was time to evolve. I understand that. He talked about that. He emphasized that it was time for him to evolve and move on. He even talked about the groupie, the hippies with him and the other guys. He said, I knew I was probably the downfall of that because in my mind, I knew I had to do something else outside of that. Listen, I want to tell people this, you may start with people with situations, you may start with them, but be prepared to know that you may not end with them. You may end up being the person that helped them go to the next place, and be satisfied with your moment. Like a lot of people hate playing number two, but number two may just be your calling to help number one to succeed. I can go here. It reminds me of Jesus and who was that? I was gonna say Moses. I think it was John. Jesus and John. John knew at some point his time was up, and he knew to pass the ball to Jesus. But let's move on. I want to hit a lot of these songs. I like this about Kendrick too, because not only do he talk about both sides of his life, he can be good and bad, like all of us are. We good and bad. He talk about how I could pray for you too, but I also slay your ass. I will kill you. Don't play. So throughout this whole record, he expressed that. Don't play with me, because it can get crazy. Now, who you want? You want the good one or you want the bad one? So I love that about him, because it helps us to know that we're not perfect and we have good and bad days. And sometimes some of us are good and bad. It's a wrestle. I like this. I like that Kendrick Lamar constantly describe it's a battle within oneself. We battle every day. You have to damn near fight yourself. Who was that? It was scripture wise. He said, I think it was Saul, one of them. He said every day he had to beat that thing down. That thing that wanted to go out and do what wasn't righteous or what was right. He had to beat it down. He had to get up every morning and say, you ain't doing this. You got to literally do this. And I think Kendrick said that in one of the songs. I'm sorry, y'all. And I was running. He said that in one of the songs about how he had to be conscious of telling that thing, sit down. No, we're not doing that today. Let me move on. Gloria. I love this song. You got to really listen to this song because a lot of people don't understand it's a play and you got to pay attention. He was talking about his pen. When you listen to this song, you guys, as he talk about it, you would think he's talking about a lady friend or maybe his wife, which could be, but I like that in the end, he showed that he was talking about his pen, his mind, his thinking, his pen, because you need what you're thinking to write down, your pen. So he was talking about his pen, and SZA was on that record. Let me say this, shout out to SZA. SZA was able to get on damn near every song on here, which I love that. It showed that connection is very good. Let me see what I wrote about this song. I said, in one of the lines, he said, you caught that body and wiggled through the sentence. First of all, he was doing so many metaphors. He was playing on words. You got to really go and listen to the song. When he said you caught that body, somebody may be thinking he killed somebody, but he was saying how his pen caught that body and he wiggled through the sentence. That's right. And man, this guy is a genius. This guy's crazy in the form of good to me. Another sentence I like what he said, know your favorite movie is The Notebook. Writing Notebook. Man, y'all got to catch it. Listen, make sure you listen to a lot of these songs because I got to go back and listen to a lot of this stuff. Again, because Kendrick is so, he packs so much stuff into songs. You have to really listen to a lot of this stuff 20 times. And then it may be another 2-3 years before you catch the stuff. Like, I'm still on Mr. Morale. I'm still catching gems off Mr. Morale. So I know this Gen X album gonna take me a while to just really flow through. But I'm loving everything I'm hearing. This is another song off the Gloria. He said, you either had niggas, you either heal niggers. I had a Drake moment then. He said, you either heal niggas or you kill niggas. A lot of people don't understand how the play of your words can either heal or kill. It's so important what you speak. It's just showing you how powerful your tongue is. Once again, your pen. You can either heal the land or you can kill it. You can either heal your house or you can kill it by the words that you say, by what you're saying, what you're thinking. So he said that about his pen. He said, you can heal or kill. Man, listen, this guy is different. Stop playing. Y'all, I don't know if y'all also, when you listen to this song, the Gloria song, it's also a take from Tupac, Me and My Girlfriend. Y'all remember when Tupac did Me and My Girlfriend? Tupac was talking about his gun. So to see Kendrick flip it in this way, this guy's amazing. He talked about his pen. So I like that. Tupac cadence is all through this album, which is so great because it can tell you how we grew up. We grew up off this, and Kendrick is the type of person that can help you learn through this. He's doing a lot of teachable things through this album. It's not all just anger and his feelings. He's doing a lot of teaching. You gotta pay attention. I wrote a couple of notes on a lot of the songs, but he's doing a lot of teaching, which I love that. Whack Out My Mirror. That's the next song, which is cool. How many minutes I got? I gotta go. Whack Out My Mirror. I gotta go fast. Whack Out My Mirror was great. Oh my God. This one is crazy. He had a Spanish-speaking lady at the front at the beginning of the song. Listen, I don't speak Spanish. Out there in California, they very bilingual. They can speak all kind of stuff. So I guess that's where maybe that's coming from. And could Kendrick be placating to his Spanish crowd, which is amazing? Because everybody likes Kendrick. He's stretched. He go all cross. So you have to kind of play with everybody because everybody loves him, which I love that. Whack Out My Mirror. I like this. He said, I'm going up your rank. Listen, I ain't trying to be messy, but could this been a play where he was like, I'm going up the ladder. Wayne, you next. Stop playing with me. Now I see you over there crying 2 days straight about a goddamn Super Bowl. I'm going up the rank because it was a lot of references to Wayne for me in this song. Like, chill, I'm about to go up the rank. You ever saw somebody whoop the daddy and the son in the neighborhood? Did y'all grow up like that? It was that one little nigga that whooped everybody in the house. He whooped the daddy, the son, and the sister. Like, Kendrick is that little young boy. You gotta be careful. Man, I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect him. He's that nigga. He'll whoop everybody, the dad and the son. But another another thing he said in the song, Work Out My Mirror, he talked about how Snoop kind of disappointed him by putting up the Enemy song. He said, but I hope that was the edible, Snoop. Snoop is such a sport. This was so good. Snoop is such a sport. Snoop was like, he wrote a IG message. He was like, nephew, it was the edible. I love you. Snoop, see, that's how you're supposed to do it. Get out the way. Snoop was like, I ain't in this. Yes, it was the edibles. I'm sorry, nephew. It was the edibles. I believe it. Snoop's like, look, I ain't got nothing to do with this, nephew. Do your thing. Because y'all remember, if you don't remember, Snoop crowned Kendrick Lamar as being the next big thing out of the West. He even also went so far after the battle, he said Kendrick is the king of the West. So to get that stamp from Snoop, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So that's good. I like this too when he said outdated artists with their old flows trying to convince the fan that they are the favorites. Listen, that could have went many ways. I felt like he was talking to the whole Cash Money clique from Nicki to Wayne. Outdated flows and trying to convince and bully their fans that they're the best. Because if you go and listen to a lot of these older people like the Nicki Minaj's, she constantly arguing with her fans about stay with me, don't leave. I'm the number one. You know, she constantly trying to keep her place in a game that she's outdated in. At some point, you either gotta reinvent yourself, or you gotta move out the way and allow the next generation to come in. And I think a lot of people miss that. A lot of artists who are insecure in their art, they fight for that position. And I think she needs to at least reinvent herself, or allow the new girls to come up. You got your Glorrillas. You got a lot of those girls that is very good, because right now Glorilla is running things. She's running it. Everybody saying, so she's running it right now, and a lot of people are scared to allow this next generations to come in and do their thing. They pretty much is bullying the artist. They don't want them to come up, and it's sad. Oh man, I don't have long. Okay, let me see what I can say. What I can put out here. I like this line. This is what scares me. I don't know. This could have been a shot at Metro or Future. I think this song is new. I believe Whack Out My Mirror is a newly updated song from Kendrick. In the song, he talked about being politically correct. Do what he did. He said, I'm not politically correct. I said what I said. I did what I did. And you know, Metro Boomin and Future, they put out a magazine interview. I can't think of who the magazine with, but they talked about how, we don't know what happened. Future was to the point where, it was a beef. I don't know. Now, I don't know if Future was just trying to say, they don't want to be involved, it's over, or they was just being politically correct. I think everybody is really trying to be politically correct to get over it. But Kendrick was like, fuck that. I ain't getting over nothing. I said what I said. I said what I said. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to just say what you say. Another song, Squabble Up. I like that. I remember when Squabble Up came out, y'all, everybody thought it was broccoli, right? But I see he named it Squabble Up. Squabble Up. Squabble Up. Okay. That's some Cali shit. California is up. Now, I'm from the South, but I ain't scared to say it what's real. California is up. Cali is up. And Kendrick got a song where he talked about, he put Cali on. Let me see if I can find that song. I can't right now. I come to it. Luther. I got 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The song Luther, which is good. I love this song. It did a play on when Luther said, if this world mine. I'm trying to see who was that singing with Luther. Was that Gladys Knight singing that with Luther? it may not be. I had to go back and check it out. But SZA was on that song again, which was beautiful. Let me tell you this. Kendrick was singing in this song, in the Luther song. Y'all go back and check it out. His cadence was kind of like, he was really harmonizing with SZA in the song, which I thought showed his wide range of being an artist. A lot of artists is kind of tipping into the singing situation, which I like that. I found that it was very soothing. It was very soothing. I like when he did when Summer Walker was on Mr. Morale. The song with Summer Walker when she was on Mr. Morale, one of my favorite songs on Mr. Morale. Y'all go and check that out. Summer Walker was on there. That was good. Next song, because I gotta go. Man of the Garden, which was crazy to me. I like Man at the Garden. It gave you Nas one mic. So you gotta know that era to realize where that was going. In the song, he went from like a low range and he kind of plummeted up to like this kind of harsh, hard, in your face kind of sound, which Nas did that on one mic. He started slow and then he went into this kind of big bravado type of MC, which I love that about how Kendrick took that cadence from Nas one mic, which I also like how Kendrick said in one song that Nas was really the only one who really shouted him out and said congratulations on the NFL halftime show. And Nas he was one of the ones from the entertainment perspective to say shout out. We all, the fans, all of us congratulated him, but to have one of his peers who was in the music industry to come out front and not being scared, because listen, Drake got everybody in their pocket. Let's be honest. Drake got all the artists and damn near everybody who sits in certain places in his pockets, and a lot of people were scared to come out and just tell the truth that Kendrick was the one and he won. So for Nas to step out and say, you know what, brother, congratulations. It was a moment that was needed. Because Drake had a lot of people in his pocket. In one of the songs, Kendrick talked about how the backhanded compliments that he was saying, and I was too. I never saw too many people standing on the square of saying no, Kendrick won, and I said it. You look at me, I was crazy at that. I'm in everybody's comments talking crazy. Bump that, Kendrick won, and what? Who gonna do something about it? But you had a lot of his peers, their peers that was in the entertainment industry. They was kind of teetering around whether they wanted to say who they had, who had it, who did it. And I felt like that was coward. I felt like that was a coward move. But you know, whoever's spending the money, whoever paying you, that's who you got to sometimes cater to. So a lot of people kept quiet, or they just was teetering on whether they just wanted to be truthful about who won. And I saw a lot of East Coast people, they couldn't come to grips. It's something with that East and West that the East Coast haven't let go. It's some pain there. It's some pain there. But in one of the songs, Kendrick talked about how, and I think it was in the Reincarnated. This is the next song I'm talking about. The Reincarnated song. He did a play on saying whether it's bad and good. Remember I was telling you about how sometimes as people, we're good and bad. And I think in this song, he was displaying how he wrestled bad and good. And in the song, he was talking about, I got this. He was doing a devil and a God kind of situation. And in the song, God was telling him, you like war, you like to fight. He was like, no, I don't. He was like, yes, you do. And you know, it's a play. Go and check out that Reincarnated. I really like that song because it's, once again, it's a pop cadence. It's an Ambitions of a Rider. Remember that? I won't deny it. I was like, hey, baby! What? Kendrick did that. So it was good. He played on the Ambition of a Rider and he talked about good and bad, which was amazing because we wrestle with that. I wrestle with that. I'm good, but God, listen, I can get crazy too. It just is. And I don't think we talk about that enough. I don't think we talk about it enough because no one have realize how to control it. It takes discipline to control that thing. I got 5 minutes, y'all. I got to get up out of here. TV Off was a great song. Oh man, I love that. I can't talk about too many of them. Hey Now gave me very sexy Kendrick. I loved it, Kendrick. It was amazing. Maybe I can talk about more about it later. I think this is Doppler Blue or something like that. It gave me the Computer Love. I wrote it down, but I can't think what my handwriting is crazy right now. But it gave me the Computer Love sound. Gave me Computer Love and Peekaboo. Amazing. I love every song on the freaking album. Go and get Kendrick's album. We got to get Kendrick to 1 million sales. Somebody tell me something. A lot of people trying to dictate that the album may sell 400,000, blah, 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 blah. You know all the numbers. But I pray and hope that it's more. He's independent now. He got a family and friends that he got to take care of. I'm going to send my $14.99. How much the album cost? How much the album cost? I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy it because I like Kendrick. I like him as an artist. The whole album is a teachable moment type of thing. He displayed good and bad. He showed you that we all wrestle no matter where you at. Oh, it was one of the songs. Hold up, because I wanted to say this. I had said I wanted to say this. I think it was Whack Out My Mirror. It may wasn't Whack Out My Mirror. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute, y'all. It may was Whack Out My Mirror. I wanted to say this. You know how the world tell us work hard. If you work hard, you can get whatever you want, which is true. And in some ways, it's a two-edged sword, because when you work hard, you also got to remember you got the haters who hate that you worked hard to get what you have. And then you got that battle that's coming upon you to destroy you too. So even though the world tell you work hard and you can get what you want, work hard, I want to add to it. When you work hard to get what you want, remember you got another crowd of people that hate that you worked hard and they want to destroy you just because of that. And I think that, that was his thing with Wayne, because he said something like, he was like, man, I think my working hard disappointed Wayne. Whoa. My idol? It's so bad that sometimes your idol hates you, right? You can look up to these people and they become jealous. I'm going to get ready and get out of here, but I'm going to leave this word because y'all know I got to leave a word every time I leave. But it reminds me of David and Saul. Y'all remember when, at this point, Saul knew that God had took the anointing. He knew that he had gave it to David because he was seeing what David was doing. David was out there slaying 100,000 men, right? When Saul used to do that. So at this point, Saul he had realized that God had taken the anointing. And I remember that time when he was running after David. I read this you can go read it, go find it. But it was running after David, and David found him and his men in the field asleep. And David cut his garment at the end, and he had it, and he told Saul, he said, I could have killed you. I was that close to you. I cut your garment. Everybody was asleep. I came into your camp and I cut your garment. I could have killed you. He said, but it's not my job to kill you. He said, God anointed you. He will destroy you. So he said, I ain't going to do nothing to you. It's not my job, but I could have. See how close I was to you? I cut your garment. Go back and read that. But that's another thing. Sometimes your idols become your enemies because they can see that now you got the juice. You got the glory. You got the anointing. So, man, shout out to everybody. I love the Kendrick Lamar album. Go and check it out. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. See you later. Subscribe to the channel. Bye.